My Pillow Guy Mike Lindell is still furious at Fox News because they won't put him on TV anymore. And he's so mad at Fox that he's literally gone ahead and hired private investigators to find out why they won't book him on TV anymore.
1,500. Why are the Murdochs, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you're one of the biggest advertisers over there. I don't remember seeing you on Fox recently. Why are the Murdochs afraid of Dominion? Is there something about their cases, something about the facts? I mean, the Murdochs are tough. They don't care. They do it. So why is Mike Lindell not on Fox? And why do they seem to say, hey, when Dominion says something, we're just going to shut up about it and talk about Biden's tax bill?
Well, I'm going to have those answers too, because I've hired private investigators and I've spent a lot of money on them to investigate everything. Why are the bots and trolls? Who's behind them? Why is Facebook involved? Wikipedia involved? And then the big question: why isn't Fox having people on? Why isn't Fox on there talking about Dominion and Smartmatic and the election fraud? Why don't you get on there and talk about things you don't like about the vaccine?
But hang on, what if their response is, "Hey, Mike, we saw the films, we've seen it, and we just don't think you got the evidence"? What if that's have you talked? Have you guys reached out to those guys and said, "Hey, why don't you have anybody on it?" Their response may be, "Hey, I hear you, I love you, I love the ads, but I'm just not seeing as far as the evidence goes." Could that possibly be a response?
100% no. When we came out with...
And so that was Mike Lindell, the My Pillow Guy, big Trump supporter. We all know him on this channel, with Steve Bannon basically saying he doesn't understand why Fox won't put him on TV anymore. And that's why they had to hire these private investigators to find out why. But we know, I know, even Mike Lindell, under all of his delusion, he has to know that the reason Fox isn't booking him is because Fox got sued in part because of Lindell for $1.6 billion with a B. That people like Lindell and Sidney Powell and Jenna Ellis and Rudy Giuliani and Trump himself and some of their own hosts spread and magnified and megaphoned lies about the election, and companies like Dominion on Fox from November until the very recent past, and that's why they're getting sued. Because these companies are like, there's no basis in your slander and libel of us, it's all just lies, and so we're suing you as a company for basically giving this platform to people to knowingly spread lies, whether it was your high-profile guests, like the My Pillow Guy, or whether it was hosts like Lou Dobbs, Maria Bartiromo, Jeanine Pirro, and so many others, right? Like that's what we're doing here. We're making it very clear. And so Lindell has been saying, well, they can't double sue Fox, so after they got sued, they should have brought me back on. But the fact of the matter is, Fox has only been sued. They haven't lost anything in court yet, and they haven't settled yet. And it may well be the argument from Fox that, if we bring Lindell on again, it'll only hurt our case in court. That if we exclude him from this point forward, it might give us a little bit more of an edge. Whereas if Lindell comes on again in April of 2021 to spread the lies he was spreading back in November, December, January, then we're almost certainly going to have a weaker case in court. We're going to have a weaker case in court or in a potential settlement than we normally would. That's what's happening here. So Lindell understands this, or at the very least he should, that he's not being invited on for these reasons. Now, Fox has never openly really gone at Lindell because Lindell remains a big part of the Fox News ecosystem. One, a lot of Fox News viewers love Mike Lindell. He's one of the high-profile Trump supporters, one of the most steadfast Trump backers. He spent a lot of money defending Donald Trump and promoting Donald Trump. And so there's a lot of love for Mike Lindell among the Trump community. Like there is. Love him or hate him on our side, a lot of people are behind Mike Lindell. But in addition to that, as we've noted, he's one of the big advertisers on Fox, particularly with Tucker Carlson, where a lot of mainstream companies don't want to advertise on Tucker anymore because he's got some absolutely horrendous, ugly, disgusting views. right? And so a lot of companies are like, yeah, fine, we'll advertise on Fox and Friends, but we're not going to advertise on Tucker. And so that's one of the reasons Mike Lindell plays such a big role, and Fox will sort of ignore him, but they will never outright attack him. And look, you might say, well, again, they're getting sued anyway, in for a penny, in for a pound. But the fact of the matter is the cases are just ramping up. And it's been announced by some new reporting that many Republican states are actually canceling orders for machines from these particular companies. That for upcoming elections in 2022 and 2024, they're not going to be patronizing these companies. Now, that is critical because to make an argument in court that someone has to pay you hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, you not only have to prove that they lied about you, but in many cases you have to prove monetary damage from the lies. So the lies have to be proven, at least somewhat, and then you have to be able to say, because they lied about us, this hurt our bottom line and we need to recover damages. And it just so happens that Republicans all over the country are not working with the companies anymore based off the lies of Fox and Lindell. This is what's happening here. And it shows how the MAGA movement has absolutely shaken right-wing media because they don't know what to do here. They can't have Lindell on anymore, yet they can't criticize him because of how essential he is to the voter base and to the popularity base of the MAGA movement. Again, Fox News fundamentally got into bed with absolute dogs and now they got fleas. Back in November, they had a choice. After the election was called, they could have been like, look, we lost the election, we're sad, but Biden's president, let's move forward and regroup as a conservative movement and find a way to win in 2 years and in 4 years. But instead, for basically 3 months, they bought in 100% on the lie train and gave so much time and space to Lindell and people like him, and that's why they got sued. And they're trying right now to back away at the last minute, and it's infuriating the Trump base. Fox News isn't going to get away with this. They're either going to piss off their fundamental viewer base or they're going to pay a ton of money in court. And Fox, no one feels sorry for you.